So here today, I want to talk a little bit about what is the complexity of trauma. But we can't really talk about emotional agility and trauma without talking about capacity of our nervous system, the budget that we have in our own body and our nervous system. So last time we talked about this concept of neuroception, detection without awareness, everything that's happening in our environment, and our nervous system is constantly 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, scanning the environment, looking for cues of danger or safety. And so when our nervous system, whether it's conscious or subconscious, is overloaded and it feels like there is a whole lot going on here that it's picking up as signals of danger, we feel that we do not have a whole lot of capacity. Our capacity feels really full. So think of your capacity as a cup. We start with a little bit already in there, and then over throughout the day, maybe some things get added. If we carry any health challenges, maybe it already comes with half full. If we have financial challenges that we're carrying, that's already maybe halfway full. And over time, it just becomes more and more. And at some point, we can't handle anymore. And so this is where it overflows, and we call this flooding. We become overwhelmed. We cannot respond in an effective and agile manner. So I want you to imagine an everyday stressor, like on a day that perhaps you haven't had enough sleep. We're too busy to have a solid meal all day. And then one of your team members came to you and said that you must lay off a bunch of workers. And then you spend an hour in a traffic getting home. How much patience and grace can most of us muster after a day like that to then navigate a challenging conversation with a loved one that evening? So when we have everyday stressors, even if they're not chronic, they add to that capacity in our nervous system. And that capacity can then, if it overflows, it can show up in form of overwhelm, no patience, no ability to navigate a difficult conversation. There is just not enough space. Now, I want you to also imagine if you suffered from a chronic anxiety or some other kind of chronic illness that was impacting you day to day, lived next to a noisy freeway, was tending to a terminally ill family member all the time, and had a massive financial burden, how would your capacity for a challenging conversation with a loved one differ from a healthy individual living in a quiet suburb with comfortable financial resources? So when we have chronic stressors like anxiety, like illness, like financial burden, like a family member that's chronically ill or terminally ill, that chronic stress impacts our capacity chronically. So sometimes we're able to navigate things more effectively if our stress is just happening from day to day. But if the stress is chronic and happening all the time, our capacity is deeply impacted. And so I invite you to take a look at your own life and see how much capacity are you carrying day to day? What are some factors that are impacting your ability to be effective, to be able to be agile? Because much of our emotional agility is about our capacity, is about our body budget. How much budget do I have today? And I really invite in for that to become part of our lexicon moving forward. We'll cover some of this in the relationship and dating piece, where we really bring in that language of the body budget. Today, I'm operating at 20%. Can you be kinder to me? But what if we bring that to ourselves first? I'm operating at 20% today. Can I be kind to myself? What choices can I make? How do I protect that 20% that I have? How do I avoid situations that might make me go into overwhelm? So these are really powerful places to bring conscious awareness that can have profound impact.